trust. 30 years ago, daughter Allison was 6 years old, energetic and game for anything. Typical and exceptional. A friend who had an 8-year-old told me of a guided camping trip for kids. A parent-child thing, 5 days, remote mountains, the Cascade Range, sleep in tents, cook over a campfire, a line of packed burros to carry the gear, plus a guide. Cool concept and pretty squared away setup. Our trip was 3 dads and 3 daughters, 6, 8, and 9. Loaded the night before, we left this side of the mountains at 2 a.m. Drove in one car, an off-road Wagoneer, and the kids slept. Over the pass, down into the foothills, then winding north, crossing many creeks. Then back west up into a rough valley near the Canadian border. Barely fit the road definition. Finally, the trailhead, and Birch Berman, our guide, with 6 burros and 1 baby burro still suckling. I know one of the dads well. He's a solid outdoorsman, and I'm also very experienced. Birch looks at home here, so this is all pretty deluxe. Little kids though, that's the hard part, and also the whole reason for it. So, the girls just want to have fun. Did they ever? Non-stop, no worries. Each was assigned a burro. Allison's was named Trust. She was to lead it. It followed gladly. Water it. She squatted and stared a foot away every time. And keep watch so it wouldn't wander off. No chance. We started walking about noon, and in an hour, they were talking to their burros, hugging them when they stopped, and sat with them as they ate. Burros are more interesting than dads. Who knew? Birch was quiet and approachable, clearly the trail boss, and the girls listened, learned, and talked to him easily. He knew that mountain well. Noon the second day, we made camp for 2 more days. Dad walks, burro walks, stars at night, skip rocks on the little lake, campfire stories too. Morning on day 5, we wake to snow. A very light dust, but a reminder of where we are. High country, far north. Birch gives us a chance to pack out a day early, and we do. We're good at it now. The girls are ready and are getting the team thing. Still, it's a long day ahead. They were so strong, they surprised themselves. A few times they needed to ride on top of the packs. Then, just as dusk was on us, we made the trailhead. We loaded the Jeep in a hurry, gave Birch and the burros a hugs, and headed down the mountain toward home. 5 sleepers, 1 driver. Late, like 3 a.m., we were in our town, separating our gear and our girls, loading our own cars. We find an extra pack. We check 3 times. Nope, not mine. Me neither. Okay, what's in it? Look inside. It's Birch's tent. The girls pick up on that. Everyone is picturing up there alone with no tent, in the snow, waiting for his next group. I was the only one self-employed, the only one not risking his job by not showing up for work for 2 extra days. I check feasibility with my wife. She says all clear and asks Allison if they both should go with Dad. Can I see Trust? We head for the pass once again. This trip in a 1980 Buick, smooth and comfy on the highway, but ill-suited for the goat path to the trailhead. We made it. Late morning, Allison ran past Birch, yelling, "We got your tent," and headed for the burrows, looking for Trust. He'd figured out what had happened in the rush to load and spent the night in the single cab burro truck. Figured he'd head down for a replacement in a day or so. Amazed, we didn't just mail it to his home. Another 75 miles east. He knew it was a 5-hour drive one way. And in that car, pointing to our big Buick, well, we made a mistake. It was opportunity to teach, I guess. I'm imagining some code of the North that must not be broken. We chatted a bit longer. Allison said goodbye to Trust, also to Birch, and we headed back down. I spoke with him a few years later. He had been telling that story to every group of kids since. It's probably grown into quite a tale. A blizzard maybe, or an earthquake. But best of all, after 30 years, that trip, that experience, and the lesson is still crystal clear to Allison. She has a daughter